Hey guys, how you doing? Gavin Timms here with the REI Network. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching on the new podcast, make sure you subscribe to that as well. Right, what I want to talk about today, I'm going to get straight into it here because I've just done a Facebook Live on this and it went down really well. And I thought, you know what? I wanted to share it onto more platforms and talk about this, which is stop thinking or focusing, okay, on the outcome and start focusing today. So stop focusing on the outcome and start focusing on today. And what I mean by that is that I work with a lot of people one-to-one. I work with a lot of people that are in the course as well. And I see different things that happen on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of people get it wrong coming in, is that the first thing that you do is set goals. You need to set goals and because it's important. Where are you heading? What are you trying to achieve? And that's the first thing that most people will teach you to do. And that is really, really important. And after you've set that goal, you need to break it back down into smaller goals, right? Creating small wins and small things to focus on today. But where that goes wrong is when people get into the courses, whatever courses that you go in, is that you start getting overwhelmed because you're on taking too much information without taking massive action. Which is not always your fault because you get in, it's great material, it's great training. We go on to module 1, on to module 2 and 3 and 4, and you're getting all this information, which is great information for you that's going to really help you. But because you've onboarded and took on too much, you're not going to be able to take any action because you're going to get overwhelmed and say, well, I don't even know where to start now, because you've gone beyond the point of actually focusing on the one thing. Talking about the one thing, you should look at a book, okay, called The One Thing. It's really, really good. I'd highly recommend it. And it's all about focusing on the one thing to actually get things done, prioritizing your tasks and getting them things done. So what I try and do with our one-to-one clients, this is important, is that we do talk about goals, but then we actually bring it back down and actually focus on 1 to 2 things. Normally then 1 to 2 things when I'm working one-to-one is focus on talking to sellers, making offers. And once we've been doing that consistently, after 30 days, we're going to start following up. And that is what I want them to focus on. What I come in and help them with is that strategy, is the marketing plan, is the marketing side. So they don't have to focus on all of that, but they can actually focus on high dollar an hour activities. Now, some of you guys that are buying courses, the courses are really good as well, but you need to build that plan for yourself. You need to make sure that you're breaking them things down on step 1. So if we're in module 1, pause the video, act on it before you go on to the next step. What that's going to do is you're creating small wins on a day-to-day basis that's going to get you to your end goal eventually. And that is the best way to do it. So we have the goal in reach. That could be X amount a month. It could be to leave your job. All these things are in the distance, and that's where we need to. That's kind of our why. When things get tough and we want to give in, we have to go to the why. Why am I actually trying to do this again? That's when. And sometimes it's going to make you uncomfortable. You're going to have to go deep. You're going to go to places that you don't want to think about. And maybe it's I want to spend more time with the kids. I'm on the road 70 hours a week. I'm in a 9 till 5. I hate my career. I don't have a career. You've all got your own stories and your own whys, but you need to focus on that why, and that is part of your goal to reach what you're trying to do. And then from there, we're going to then break it into small, medium, and long-term goals. And then we go down even further to the implementation to start taking massive action. As we learn, we implement today, we focus on what we can control. A lot of people, one of the most common questions that I get is, do you think that we're going to have a crash like 2008? Do you think this will happen? When will it happen? Everyone's saying it's going to happen. And they've been saying this, for years. And what I suggest that you do is just focus on what you can control. And right now, that isn't the marketplace. The ways that I invest, and a lot of you listening are investing, you're probably doing owner finance, or you're doing wholesaling, virtual wholesaling, lease options. Some of you are doing fix and flips. And the way that I personally do in my business with wholesaling and lease options is they're the safest ways, in my opinion, to invest. So the only things that I can lose is marketing dollars and time. They're the only things that I can actually lose because I'm not flipping properties, or I'm not taking on loads of rehabs. I'm not taking on loads of rentals. And they're the things that can hurt you more in the market if I'm taking subject twos, depending on how you do them, and losing a lot of money and things going. That's where people lost millions, depending on how they were investing. The only thing that we can lose is time and money. So instead of focusing on what's going to happen, what I want you to do is just focus on what you can control today. And if you put your energy and your focus and your mindset in today, you're going to be moving forward. You're going to be moving forward fast. You're going to be taking massive action. And you're going to be asking, you should be asking yourselves, well, what's next? Not what if. We talk about that a lot in our coaching. The what if questions are going to hold you up. You need to be saying, I've done this, what's next? What's next is whatever's in that training, or whatever your mentor or coach or whoever you're working with, your business partners, whatever you're discussing in your team is what's next. And that's what I want you to really, really focus on, because it's going to give you, it's going to be game changing. I'm telling you, if you get this down, you're going to be so much more productive. You're going to be progressing, moving forward. I use these words a lot because it's so important. You have to be getting small wins. You have to be seeing results. It's only the human nature, right, for us to want to be moving forward and be getting somewhere. Not, I'm just stuck, I'm overwhelmed, and I don't know what to do. It's because you've took in too much information and you can't act on it. All right. So when I bring on, just so you know, if I bring on a one-to-one client, the first thing that we do is find out about them. Who are they? What do they do? Have they got experience? Are they brand new? What do they do well? What could they improve on? And I'm just gathering information from them. And then it's going to be, well, what do you want it to look like? How do you see your career going in investing? Where do you want to sit in the business? Do you want to work in the business or on the business? Do you want to travel while doing this? Do you want to be in the truck driving around? What do you want to do? You want to be all these kind of things in our business. You need to figure out what you want, and then you will back it off. And that's my first thing, is building them goals. What do you want as the client? And whoever's listening to this, focus on what you want the business to look like, and then we can build around it. We've gone to the days where we are creating jobs. We are creating businesses. There's a difference. Creating a job, you're leaving one job for another. Now, you have to work super hard at this, at investing. It is not easy. It is hard. You do have to put effort in. You do have to put time in. But all your time is spent to get the right systems in place to get you to your goal. To spend more time looking at properties, or doing it virtual, or working on the business, not in it. All these things are like that. So once we understand that plan and what they want, we now start to back it off and start looking at the marketing. Okay, so if we understand that you don't want to be in the business, or you do, you're going to have to fit these roles. And as we start to market and leads coming in, we're going to have a VA do this, or if you have a team, they're going to be doing these things, and we can start to build a plan. Now, everyone that we work with has a different plan. No one's the same. Everyone's on their own journey. And once we have that plan built, that you and me, whoever, that you can be doing this as well yourself, is coming up with, and then you start to build around that and understand that I'm only in this job role for a period of time until we get the next, to warrant the next hire. That's when we will release that. And this all comes down when we actually break this down and put this in place, is that when we build and we have leads coming in, they can actually focus on making money, because that's why everyone wants to do, right? They want to do this successfully. They want to make money. And that is what I want them to focus on, is talking to sellers, making offers, and doing follow-up as soon as we have that built out. And that's what you need to be hiring VAs for, or people doing your marketing so it is being done and you're not relying on doing it. Because if you try and wear too many hats, you're going to be okay at everything, but you're not going to master anything, right? We talk about being brilliant at the basics. The core fundamental things in this business are marketing, talking to sellers, making offers and following up. If you get that, every business that's going to be scaled has that foundation in place, so then you can scale how big. Do you want to go from 5 to 10 deals? Do you want to go from 0 to 1 to 2 deals? And you're all on different budgets and things like that. But it all comes down to a plan that you can focus on, so you're not getting overwhelmed, so you can actually take massive action. It's very difficult, and I reason with you. It's so hard to take massive action when you're overwhelmed because you don't know where to start. And that's why coming up with a simple marketing plan that you guys can do at home right now is write down where you are right now. What is your current situation? And then write down, where do you want to be? What do you want things to look like? And then in the middle somewhere, you got to find what you're going to do step by step to get there. And that is how then you can stay focused, stay true to yourself, that you are developing, learning, taking action, getting results, and moving forward to the end goal. All right. So hopefully, guys, if you've liked what I'm talking here, hopefully you do. Give me a like I said, if you watch on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you listen on the podcast, make sure you subscribe to that as well. And I have a free few downloads for you. Go to REINetwork.com/downloads. And if you're interested in working with me, go to REINetwork.com/coaching, REINetwork.com/coaching. Go and check out that page. You can apply. We can get on the phone. All right, guys. So remember, stop focusing on the outcome. Focus on the things that you can control today. And if you do that and you keep moving forward, you will get to your results. All right. I appreciate you. Thanks. Bye.